Good morning. The Colombian President, Virgilio Barco, has denied that his Justice Minister has resigned after receiving death threats from drugs barons. Mrs. Monica de Graaff was reported to have quit yesterday because her husband and children were also threatened. Jonathan Monroe at ITN reports.
If Mrs. Monica de Graaff has decided to stay on, it marks a major boost for the campaign to loosen the stranglehold of the drugs barons. She is the 9th Justice Minister in 3 years. Most of her predecessors were driven out by similar threats. One was killed. Currently, she's in Washington for talks on the latest anti-drugs offensive. She's reported to have said that she's 32 now and wants to be 33. Back on the streets of Colombia, the war rages on. Another 10 banks were bombed over the weekend around Medellin, the heart of the drug barons' territory. It is this kind of terrorism that the Americans want to stop, yet it is being funded largely by the Americans themselves. Colombia's cocaine finds a ready market in the deprived areas of urban America. A new opinion poll shows that the majority of Americans now favor sending combat troops into Colombia to stop the flow of cocaine. It is with the aim of stopping that flow that Eduardo Ramiro, one of the chief money launderers of the Medellin cartel, is to be extradited to America tomorrow to stand trial. But that looks set to increase the bloodshed. The cartel has threatened to kill 10 judges for every one of their members extradited.
The South African acting president, F.W. de Klerk, has arrived in Zambia for talks with President Kaunda. They'll be discussing how to end apartheid and efforts to bring peace to Angola. 6 people have been arrested in connection with a parcel bomb attack on a Sheffield jeweller. Mrs. Eileen Coulton lost her left hand and part of her arm when the parcel exploded at her home. It had been delivered by a courier dressed in motorcycle clothes, but who ran off on foot. Britain's second satellite television station has come a big step closer to being able to broadcast. The satellite, which will beam British satellite broadcasting's programmes into viewers' homes, was launched from Cape Canaveral at midnight our time.
All vehicle batteries look good and are go for launch.
Much of their company's future depended on a successful launch, so in the VIP stand, BSB executives were holding their breath and crossing their fingers.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have main engine.
The launch, America's first by a private company, was a success. But it will take another day at least before it's confirmed that the satellite has been deployed correctly and is working properly. But for a company that's had its share of setbacks, today brought some of the best news so far. By next spring, they hope to beam 5 TV channels to viewers right across Britain whose homes are equipped with a special receiving dish.
It's a real event, and it's the first, I guess, the biggest step for turning a dream into a reality. A remorseless march to the spring now till we go on air.
BSB have got something to cheer about today, but they've still got quite a number of hurdles to jump yet. Not the least, persuading hundreds of thousands of people to buy those satellite dishes at several £100 each to put on the side of their homes. Ken Rees, ITN, Cape Canaveral.
The American space probe Voyager 2 has sent back pictures of what appear to be icy volcanoes on one of Neptune's moons. Triton was already known to have swamps, widespread frost and moonquakes, and now scientists believe they can detect volcanoes which erupt periodically, sending showers of nitrogen ice crystals 20 miles into the moon's atmosphere. It's the first time scientists have found such a phenomenon anywhere in the solar system. Those are the headlines. I'll be back with more news at 1 o'clock. Good morning.
And down here, the Bank Holiday Monday weather's looking good for Birmingham's 4th annual Super Prix. Coverage of Britain's only street motor racing event starts here on Central at 2 o'clock. Right now, home and away.